Hi, I'm Doug Beckers, and to me, home is MacMasters Beach. I've done a bit of travelling around the world, and I remember going to the west coast of the United States and the people in Los Angeles saying, "You have got to see these beaches just north of Los Angeles. They are fabulous." And we went to those beaches. There's no beaches like home. This Central Coast has got the most amazing beaches in the world. What I do for a living is I'm an ecologist with national parks, and my job is to look at our management and see how our park management best works for biodiversity. So I catch animals, I count plants, and then I make recommendations on how to improve our management in order to keep our plants and animals secure within our national parks. So the Central Coast, being what it is, has got lots of green reserves, and I think one of the things that people have to do is gain an appreciation of those reserves and how to live with wildlife. The wildlife have been here for a long time, and hopefully they'll always be here. And I think with a greater appreciation, people can understand that how beautiful it is, and it's about a tolerance, I suppose, in a way, of wildlife. Because the wildlife in Australia is just really special, and we're really lucky here on the Central Coast because we've got some amazing plants and animals. We've got plants that only grow on the Central Coast, nowhere else in the world. And we've got some really special animals. We've got things from tiny little gliders, and tiny little native mice, to large animals like quolls, these carnivorous animals that you hardly ever see. And some of them are really endangered, they are really rare, and it's not until you get out into the bush and at night or trap them that you actually see them. And it's just incredible that there's these things right on our back doorstep, and if you go looking for them, you can find them if you know where to look. I get complaints about brush turkeys and possums, but I also get some really interesting complaints. People complain about frog noise. I've had people complain to me about the cicada noise and want us to do something about it. It just surprises me that people come to the Central Coast and live and then complain about the environment in which they live. People choose to live next to the bush, most people, because of the benefits that the bush have. That little bit of isolation, you don't have to have a neighbour on that side. They like the tranquility of the bush, but I guess it's about that tolerance as well. And there are things that people can do to try to lessen that impact. For example, brush turkeys and possums, one of the reasons they do annoy people, because inadvertently lots of people are feeding them, and they don't know why. In fact, brush turkeys consume an enormous amount of dog and cat food, and people don't realise that. Just by leaving that tray out the back for your dog, the brush turkeys are having a free feed, and hence getting more and more acclimatised to people. And the same applies for possums. You know, growing veggies, and so I've got a veggie garden. The first thing I did is I planned that garden to have some netting over it, because I knew that the brush turkeys would get in there and eat my beans, or I knew that the possum would eat my tomatoes, and I knew that the king parrots would eat my tomatoes. So I guess that's about having forethought about living with wildlife, knowing that there is going to be an issue. And I mean, I'm happy for the animals to eat some of my veggies, but I want them to share it with me. I don't want them to eat the lot. I think if I could inspire people to have a greater appreciation of the natural world around them, because the Central Coast has got some amazing natural beauty. It's got some incredible walks in national parks, and it's got lots of hidden treasures. Get out into the bush, whether it be on a kayak, or whether it be on a walk, or whether it be on a push bike. Just get out there and particularly enjoy yourself in that late winter, spring, when the wildflowers are out. It's an incredible wildflower wonderland, and we're really lucky to have it.